Do you have a goal, something you're striving for, something you want to achieve but you don't have the motivation to do so? I do, and that is to lose 100 pounds by the start of 2026. How do I plan to do that, you might ask? By doing a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokémon Crystal. On a treadmill. That's right, I'm so hardcore I'm doing a whole Nuzlocke on a treadmill. I have to not only walk the entire game, but I have to jog for gym leaders and champion fights. And I have to deal with punishments that if I lose a Pokemon, I jog for 30 seconds, and a team wipe equals 3 minutes, and on top of that, all of that with a hardcore Nuzlocke rule set. Now, while I could probably go to the gym to lose some weight and get swole, I need to do something that would motivate me to actually want to exercise, and streaming this challenge was actually the best motivator around. I got so many people coming through wishing me luck and dropping advice and encouragement that helped me push through any lethargy I had. Now let me help motivate you as well as we jump into this video properly, but before that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for that YouTube algorithm. I start the Nuzlocke off by choosing Cyndaquil as my starter. I tend to think Cyndaquil is the most useful starter overall, just because it's great for Bugsy, Jasmine the rival, and Koga. Totodile is nice too, but the other water types tend to be a bit more versatile, and Chikorita, well, it's Chikorita.
You suck.
Once I get Pokeballs, I pick up a Hoot-Hoot, a Rattata, Spinarak, Poliwag, Zubat, and Ghastly, which puts me in a very precarious place to fight Falkner. Not picking up a Mareep, Geodude, or Bellsprout to trade for Onix was a worst case scenario I was hoping would not happen, but did. So we gotta play a bit risky. I start jogging and lead with Rattata. 3 quick attacks takes out Pidgey, and out comes Pidgeotto. I switch Hoot-Hoot into a Gust, and after taking another Gust, I Growl and my berry activates. Hoot-Hoot takes another Gust, and I use another Growl. One more Gust takes Hoot-Hoot down to the red, and I get off another Growl.
I need a pause. Fudge. Holy crap. So out of shape.
After the quick break, I switch Cyndaquil into a weak Gust, and after taking another one, I use Smokescreen. After a few more Gusts and Smokescreens, with one of the Gusts being a crit, I switch into Ghastly. I missed my first Hypnosis, hit the second. I try to dwindle down Pidgeotto's Gust using Spite, but Pidgeotto wakes up and gets a crit Gust, almost taking Ghastly down. Then I switch into Poliwag. I dwindle it down with a few bubbles, but Pidgeotto gets a big crit and I'm forced to switch out into Zubat. I hit a Supersonic, switch into Rattata, taking a Gust, use Quick Attack, and Pidgeotto actually hits itself in Confusion. One more Quick Attack takes the bird out, and I manage to pull through Falkner without losing anyone. I then pick up a Sandshrew, hop up a Caterpie, and take out Team Rocket, pick up a Slowpoke as well, and fight Bugsy. Quilava takes out Metapod and Kakuna with 1 Ember, and then Scyther comes out. 3 Embers later, we take Scyther out, and this is why I always choose Cyndaquil. Then I pick up a Snubbull, hatch the Togepi egg, pick up Kenya, and then lose my chance of getting a Heracross thanks to encountering the seconds. I also catch a Pidgey, hatch a Tyrogue from the Crystal exclusive Odd Egg, which is pretty exciting since I lack fighting types, evolve it into Hitmontop, and then take on Crybaby Whitney. I lead with Hitmontop against her Clefairy, and 3 Dizzy Punches takes out Clefairy. And then out comes Miltank. I switch Ghastly in safely, thanks to Miltank using Stomp, and then after a rollout, I use Curse. I switch into Sandshrew, taking a crit rollout, and then I start sand attacking. Rollout keeps hitting as I keep sand attacking. And then, the moment of truth.
Miss. That's how you do it.
That battle could have been really bad, so managing to do it deathless is a pretty big accomplishment in my eyes. I snag a Sudowoodo and Coughing, and then take on the 4th gym leader, Morty. Butterfree takes out his Ghastly and Haunter with Confusion, and then Gengar comes out. It misses a Hypnosis, and I actually hit a Stun Spore. I manage to get off 1 Confusion before Butterfree falls asleep, and then I switch into Gramble. 2 bites take Gengar down, and out comes Morty's last Haunter. It uses Mean Look, and Gramble uses Bite. After a Spite, Haunter goes down to 1 more bite, and I get the 4th badge. I then pick up a Tauros, and then while going through the lighthouse, I lose my first Pokemon of the run.
Using Arbok is goated. Oh no. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Stop! Stop! Alright. Well, that sucks.
I jog for 30 seconds, get revenge on the Fearow, and then after talking to Jasmine, I pick up Eevee from Bill, catch a Goldeen, a Marill, a Magnemite, a Tentacool, and then I take on Chuck's gym, which honestly should be easy with all the flying types I have.
Oh no. Frick.
After jogging for another 30 seconds, I take out that stupid Machoke and then take on Chuck. Golbat's wing attack one-shots Primeape and out comes Poliwrath. Wing attack hits huge, but so does Surf. But I'm in no real danger as my next wing attack takes Poliwrath out. I give Jasmine the medicine for Ampharos, miss out on catching the shiny Gyarados, and then foil Team Rocket's plans, taking out the Electrodes with Gengar as they self-destruct pointlessly. Then it's time to take on Price. Magneton takes out Steel with 2 Thunder Shocks, Azumarill takes out Paloswine with 2 Surfs, and Dugong goes down to 6 Thunder Shocks. Price goes down, and then we head straight to Jasmine.
Wait, why am I leading with SP? Oh, that was so bad! Okay. You know what? This is fine. Just get paralyzed.
After that stupid start, Quilava takes out Magnemite with Flame Wheel, Steelix goes down to a couple of Surfs from Azumarill, and 2 Surfs take out her last Magnemite as well. I foil Team Rocket's plan for the last time, catch a Weepinbell and Swinub, and then take on Claire. Something I learned from this run is just how broken Gengar can be in the first 3 generations of these games, because it took out all 3 of Claire's Dragonairs with 1 Ice Punch. Once Kingdra comes out, I switch in a Jump Pluff, taking a Surf, and hit a Leaf Seed. After a few smoke screens and putting it to sleep with Sleep Powder, Tauros is able to take out Kingdra pretty safely. We get the last badge in Johto, and now it's time to prep for the Elite Four. I start catching my final batch of Pokemon for this half of the game, which includes a Donphan, which I aptly name Onlyfan, a Magikarp, Krabby, Chinchou, Seal, Shelder, and Onix. I did run into a Dratini, but...
Mash the B button. True. Wait, no! Dratini can flee? Ah! No, man.
Anyway, it's time to take on the Elite Four. We are going in with Typhlosion, Dugong, Tentacruel, Crobat, Espeon, and Gengar. I do realize that half of my team is Poison types and is susceptible to Psychic, but also Poison types are my favorite type, so I'm kind of okay with it. We take on Will first, leading with Dugong. Psychic gets a good hit in and lowers my special defense, but Ice Beam takes Xatu out. Jinx comes out next. I switch Espeon into a Lovely Kiss and then switch Typhlosion into an Ice Punch. Fire Punch takes Jinx out and then Slowbro comes out. I switch into Espeon trying to wake it up, but it starts getting dangerous as Slowbro starts to curse. I switch into Gengar and then Slowbro goes down to 3 Thunder Punches. Executor comes out next. I switch into Espeon predicting a Psychic, but it uses Reflect. I then switch Typhlosion into an Egg Bomb. Fire Punch scrambles the egg, and then the last Xatu comes out. Fire Punch hits hard, but it survives, and I get hit with the Confuse Ray. I then switch into Espeon taking a Psychic. I stay asleep as Xatu hits another Confuse Ray. I then switch into Typhlosion as Xatu heals with a Max Potion. Weird that it would choose now to do that though. Fire Punch hits hard, and so does Psychic. But since Typhlosion is faster, my next Fire Punch takes out the bird. Will is down, and Koga is up next. We obviously lead with Typhlosion, taking out Ariados and Fortress with 1 Fire Punch. And then Muck comes out. Fire Punch gets a pretty good hit in as it minimizes. My next Fire Punch hits Muck into the red, and Muck hits a Sludge Bomb that crits. I then switch into Espeon predicting a heal, but Sludge Bomb hits hard again. I switch Tentacruel into a Sludge Bomb, and Surf manages to hit, taking Muck down. Venomoth comes out next. Surf hits hard as Venomoth Supersonics, and then 1 more Surf takes Venomoth out. Crobat is out next, and I switch into my Crobat as it starts double teaming. We have a wing attack battle, and my Crobat comes out on top. Bruno is up next, and Espeon sweeps him, taking out Hitmontop, Onix, Hitmonlee, Machamp, and Hitmonchan, all with 1 Psychic. Karen goes down pretty easily as well, with Typhlosion taking out Umbreon and Gengar, with Gengar taking itself out with Curse. Dugong takes out Murkrow, and my Gengar takes out Vileplume, and Tentacruel takes out Houndoom. The last member of the Elite Four is down, and now it's time to take on the champion, Lance. Earlier, I said I learned just how busted Gengar can be in these early games. Well, let me show you just how true that is. I start jogging and take out Gyarados with Thunder Punch, Lance's first 2 Dragonites and Aerodactyl goes down to an Ice Punch, and then Charizard comes out. Thunder Punch hits hard, but Charizard does survive the attack and hits a big Flamethrower. But we do survive that, and my next Thunder Punch takes Charizard out. Lance's final Dragonite comes out, and it goes down to Ice Punch as well. We take Lance down and become the Pokemon champion. But we're not finished just yet. We have a whole other region of gyms and a particular champion to take on. When we get to Kanto, I catch a Jigglypuff and then take on Lieutenant Surge. I lead with Donphan, and after taking a quick attack, I start rolling out. After another quick attack, rollout hits Raichu to the red, but I do miss my next rollout. Raichu ends up going down to Fury Attack, and then Electrode comes out. It starts to double team as I miss a rollout. I then switch into Gengar as Electrode double teams again. I misclick Thunder Punch, but I do land it, paralyzing Electrode, and it double teams again. My Ice Punch manages to connect and take the ball down. Electabuzz comes out next. Ice Punch hits hard, and Electabuzz uses Light Screen. After being healed up, Shadow Ball hits hard, and my next one takes Electabuzz down. Magneton is out next. Shadow Ball does a fourth of damage, and Magneton double teams. I then use an Ice Punch, hitting Magneton to below half, and Zap Cannon gets a good hit in, paralyzing Gengar. I then switch into Donphan as Magneton tries to do another Zap Cannon. I start to roll out, hitting twice, but miss the hit that would have taken Magneton down. I then switch Espeon into a Swift, and Psychic takes Magneton down. His last Electrode comes out, and I switch in Gengar as it double teams, and then take Electrode down after 2 Ice Punches. I get my first badge in Kanto, and that's only the start. The next thing I do is catch the last 2 important Pokemon of the run. Snorlax, who I decided to name Queso.
What? This is a moment in history!
And Quagsire, both of which will be important a bit later on, Queso a little sooner. Then Espeon runs through Koga's daughter Janine, taking out all of her Pokemon with Psychic. Typhlosion then burns all of Erica's Pokemon down with Fire Punch. Misty goes down to a combination of Thunder Punch from Gengar, Giga Drain from Jumpluff, and Spark from Lantern. Gengar sweeps Brock's team with Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. And then we get to Sabrina, who does end up being a little tricky. I lead with Snorlax against Sabrina's Espeon, it sand attacks, and my Body Slam hits hard. Espeon then uses Psychic, but I miss my next Body Slam. Espeon Psychic hits again, but crits, and Body Slam connects, taking it out. Mr. Mime is out next. I switch in Magneton, taking a Psychic. Mr. Mime then uses Reflect, and I paralyze it with Thunder Wave. I get off a Thunder, hitting Mr. Mime to the red, and Psychic hits Magneton down to about 1/3 of health. I then switch in Snorlax as Mr. Mime baton passes to Alakazam. Psychic hits Snorlax down to the red, but we heal up thanks to rest. Alakazam uses Psychic, and I use Snore, critting Alakazam down to the red. After healing, Snore takes Alakazam to a bit above half. I click on Body Slam, predicting the wake up, and I do, taking Alakazam down. Mr. Mime is back out, and then we finish it off with Body Slam. Like I said, Sabrina ended up being a little tricky. Who isn't tricky though is Blaine, who Tentacruel just drowns with Surf. And Blue, well, Gengar handles Pidgeot with Ice Punch, Rhydon with Ice Punch, and Gyarados with Thunder Punch. Snorlax's Body Slam takes out Alakazam, Tentacruel's Surf takes out Arcanine, and Typhlosion's Fire Punch takes out Exeggutor. Since we got all 8 badges, there's only one more battle to do, and that is to fight Red. The Quagsire I caught a while ago comes into play, now taking out Pikachu with an Earthquake. Venusaur is out next, and I switch in Typhlosion as it gathers Sunlight. It doesn't matter though, as Flamethrower takes out Venusaur. Espeon is out next, and Flamethrower hits big, but so does Psychic, taking Typhlosion's health down to about half. My next Flamethrower takes Espeon out, and out comes Big Man Blastdoise. I then switch into Lantern, taking a Surf. Spark hits Big Man Blastoise down to below half, and avoids a Whirlpool. Lantern's next Spark takes Blastoise out, and out comes Snorlax. I switch into Gengar as Snorlax uses Amnesia. I then use Curse as it uses Amnesia again. Then I use Thunder Punch, paralyzing it, but that ends up being a waste as Snorlax uses Rest, healing up and losing its paralysis. I then switch into my Snorlax. I use Body Slam, hitting Snorlax down to the red, and after taking a weak Snore, Curse finishes Snorlax off. Charizard comes out next. It uses Flamethrower, but of course it didn't do too much damage, and Snorlax uses Body Slam, paralyzing Charizard in the process.
Alright, let's end this in style.
And thus, I beat Red, meaning I beat a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokémon Crystal on a treadmill. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Doing a challenge like this takes a lot of energy out of me, but it's definitely worth it. At the start of the run, I weighed 385 pounds, and at the end of the 3 weeks it took me to beat this, I went down to 377 pounds. I lost almost 10 pounds, which is pretty wild. I am in the process of continuing this series on stream here on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, playing through Pokemon Scarlet. So if you would like to see more of these kinds of video breakdowns, or would like to catch any of the streams live, make sure to subscribe to me here, or follow me on my other platforms. With that, I will bid you all adieu, and catch you later. Peace.